Captains, and welcome to this video. Today I'm gonna show you my new Honeycomb Alpha Yoke and Bravo Throttle quadrant. I'm here in Microsoft Flight Simulator with the fly-by-wire A320neo. So let's start off by the yoke. The yoke has 9 buttons down here, which is default programmed by Microsoft Flight Simulator. There is also a start switch down here to the small propeller airplanes. Up here we have trim switch, 2 switches, one on this side and one on the other side as well. Hat switch and 2 switches here and also a trim switch here. So the yoke has full 90 degrees rotation compared to the Logitech that only have 45 or 65 or what it is, and that is a big plus. Also, the first thing you mention when you see these two, open these two, is the quality. This is very good quality compared to the Logitech, which is just cheap plastic. Moving on to the throttle, here we have a gear switch, we have trim wheel and 6 adjustable axes. You get 2 magnetic boxes that I will show you later, and then you can just take these off and just switch it between whatever you want. There is both commercial and GA, and the tension can be adjusted by this lever down here. So we have an annunciator panel down here where you have all these backlights, and up here we have some buttons just like the other ones on the yoke, just black. You can program it to whatever you want, and this is also a very nice feature. Up here we have integrated autopilot. With this switch you select what you want to change, and with this knob you change, like if you set this to altitude, you can change the altitude with this. As you can see, when I'm turning the knob, it is also turning in the simulator, which is very nice. It is also backlit, these buttons, and these buttons just select the mode like heading, altitude and vertical speed and so on. Here we have flaps. If you don't want to use the axes, you can just use this as flaps. Here we have the 2 magnetic boxes which contains the levers. Open here. You can see I've already taken out those, but there is 4 engine levers and flaps and speed brake, which is magnetic. And in general aviation we have these 6 levers which you can use as you like. You also get these rubber bands that can sit on top of these levers so they don't get, like, dust. You just put them on here like so. So these 2 engine handles has built-in reversers and also a toggle switch down here. Both of these has the same stand, very durable, with these 2 also on the yoke. And both of them is USBC, so you just have USBC connection going into your computer. Now I think we should test it out. So first I'm gonna release my parking brake. I have set it to this knob, so when I press this, you can see the annunciator will go away. So I'm just gonna take my thrust and put it to full. And maybe some flaps. I should done that first because now it's alarming. V1 rotate. Oh, my FPS is stuttering. And now positive rate gear up, and you can see these LEDs in the gear. Okay, so now I'm gonna try the autopilot, heading, vertical speed, autopilot, and now the autopilot is lighting up and the plane is controlling it by itself. So now I'm gonna put the flaps up, and I can also use this steering wheel to adjust now the plane is flying by itself. And we can also turn off all the lights. And to disconnect the autopilot, we just press this button again. And now the autopilot is disconnected. Pretty simple and pretty smart. I love all the functionalities on especially the throttle, that is just is not only a throttle but gear lever and autopilot, and all these buttons you can program yourself to your needs, so you doesn't have to build your own and stuff like that. I'm looking forward for the Charlie rudder pelts that I'm hopefully gonna get in my setup. And thank you for watching. I will see you next time. Have a safe flight.